Huey the Scooter Dude here, aka Dennis Preston Householder Jr. My Kymco, a short case GY6 motor from Tyler done, and then a long case GY6 that would need fabrication to install on the other bike was the idea. It's a long case, see, it's different from the short case.
What's Tyler's sister's name?
See the motor, powertrain, okay, it came like this. I watched him fry the wiring on this bike, and he basically was running the bike without an equipment ground. I suggested he run an equipment ground on the bike before he used the bike anymore. He must have went through a CDI, a stator, you know, some parts like that, you know, because he told me that he had changed the stator and possibly more parts. When you run a scooter without an equipment ground, or even any vehicle, a ground between the chassis and the engine itself, it fries the electrical components because the environment gets to them very easily. This bike is possibly even stolen. I don't know. Here's the VIN, just in case it comes up missing in the meantime. But I was given this bike to use the motor, the powertrain off of it to make my bike a complete bike. My bike is a complete bike right now, but if you look real close, see how the suspension is? See how one goes up that way on the other side? And then this one goes up like this? Well, he had welded it because I asked him to, because I didn't want the motor shifting on these half-assed fucking engine mounts, but we decided to do this, and I went ahead with it, and it actually runs fairly well. And it doesn't seem to have any cornering problems, or, you know, steering problems, or, you know, bump steer or anything like that. I went ahead and ran a piece of 1-inch hose that I bought from Advance Auto that I have receipts for. I got this off of a engine that he gave to me also for trade for a welder that I had received from a guy over at Stratford Avenue that lived there with us. When we was taking care of this old lady, trying to save her house from the bank and everything, my wife did. I went and got this from Hey Your Son Mopeds Mike. You know, he let me take it for $9, and I owed him like $10 or more, or something like that. I paid him back today. And Tyler started some shit today, or yesterday rather, while I was at work at a side job. I was disabled, you know, or am disabled right now until I get back to full-time work. And I was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, and I don't need a whole bunch of shit going on, and he's made a whole bunch of shit go on for whatever reason. So basically what I'm trying to make this video for is because I don't want to end up with another stolen property charge. I've had this happen before to me from being in this fucking industry with tuning motor scooters and mopeds. You know, lawnmowers, four-wheelers, anything with small engine. I am a small engine repair guy, and this happens to me, you know, quite often, this same scenario. Basically what it ends up happening is people get into parts of their life where they are unstable, and they end up selling stuff to get things done, you know, like drug use, and to take care of their life, like pay rent, stuff like that. And, you know, basically all I'm saying is, you know, people, you know, can make a decent money out of stuff like this. Like, you gotta watch for shit like this. And this kid Tyler Dunn probably ended up doing this deliberately to me. But the idea was to take the long case motor, put it on that bike, and then that way I'd have ABS, analog brake system, right there. That's what that is. That thing right there. And I'd have bigger wheels, tires, than what a small one on the back and big one on the front. I don't think that this Kymco here has analog brake system, so that's what the idea was. So we get analog brakes, and so we could have a long case on there. But I'm starting to think that, you know, maybe I shouldn't even touch this bike at all, and I should just leave the motor on there the way it is. And it does leak oil, this one here, at the head gasket on the left hand side. And when I switched to full synthetic so that I could have less warm-up times and less gas usage, it started leaking oil even more. So I have to deal with all that, and I was accepting all that. And tonight he starts, trying to get me and my wife into an argument. Or last night, I've been up since then. Since I went to work this morning, yesterday morning at Jesus Christ, I went to Walmart at 7 a.m. and then I went to work and showed up at about 8:45 to 9 a.m. and I started doing 8-cent scrap and basically recycling for Bedrock Incorporated. And my boss was catching up on some sleep while we did some cleaning up of the surplus yard, or whatever you want to call it. And it's from doing foreclosures, and we're basically a required service right now. We clean out houses, we do foreclosures, we take care of properties, we manage properties, we change door locks, we do all this stuff, taking care of houses,
So Dennis,
so for people like they get sick or whatever and lose the house or whatever happens, and they get into bad situations, and we go and we take care of the property so that somebody else can live in the home again. But that's it. That's the end of the story. That's how my day went.
Honey,
yeah.
What is Tyler's sister's name?
I don't know.
I don't know either. So how the fuck how'd you know you called?
Yeah, and why did she say my name?
Why would you call methadone
and give it to somebody and break the HIPAA law?
Confidentiality.
Yeah.
Correct. And we're gonna find out about that tomorrow. Okay?
Yeah, I've been dealing with difficult people all my life, especially in the last 20 years since
I got a job at
I first took marijuana.
You didn't get a job at
but it's because the way things are, kind of backwards, if you will, if you believe in what I say. When I say it's kind of backwards, the United States, we went against drugs for a minute because it needed to be like that, so that the institutions could build the information needed to correct human beings in a profound way that would make livable life on Earth a little bit more pleasurable. You know what I'm saying? So some of these things will come from the prison system and the jails and detention centers, and it will come to the outside world eventually, and then basically it'll help the life on the planet for human beings.
You lock it up, like I said?
So, I'm writing about it, typing about it, trying to get it out, trying to talk about it.
Alright, no more for tonight. Just say goodbye.
Good night. He was Scrooge Dude, aka Dennis Preston Household Jr. Over and out.
We are going to have some good